if you have education, you can face anyone on the planet Earth. My house was destroyed by a mortar. And then my mother was crying. And my father said, don't cry. I have educated them, all of them, so they will do well.
ข้าพเจ้าเป็นลูกชาวนาพ่อแม่ก็บ่ฮู้หนังสือแต่ย้อนการศึกษาพาให้ข้าพเจ้าได้มีวิธีงานทำและสามารถเข้าสู่เวทีการเมืองได้แล้วก็ก้าวมาเป็นรัฐมนตรีศึกษาได้
UNESCO is the lead agency for education for all, which is the second Millennium Development Goal.
My country has only 10 years old. We have around 60% of our population still illiterate. We are now trying to make sure that by 2015, illiteracy could be eradicated in my country.
We need to do more for education. It's not a matter of privilege. It should be the right for all people to not only be educated, but also to acquire knowledge.
It's important not just for the development of the individual, but also for the development of the nation.
ผมจบการศึกษาในระดับประถมศึกษาในชนบทนะครับและแน่นอนไม่มีเครื่องมืออื่นใดที่จะเปลี่ยนแปลงคนให้คนได้พัฒนาและมีความเจริญงามมีแต่เรื่องการศึกษาเท่านั้นจะเป็นเครื่องมือที่สำคัญนะครับ
Why everybody have the right to education? Because that's the only way to ensure everyone have a better life.
Education for all
is a human right.
It is our responsibility.
The Information and Communications Technology Ministry will seek clarification from CAT Telecom's board and its executive team on the state agency's plan on development of the 3G wireless broadband service project nationwide. ICT Ministry Permanent Secretary Jirawan Bunperm said recently that the ministry had to examine the investment plan thoroughly to ensure maximum returns on investment. CAT plans to spend about 229 billion baht from this year until 2025 on the project. The sum includes around 13 billion baht as capital expenditure and another 217 billion baht as network leasing payment. Of the total capital expenditure, around 10 billion baht will be spent on building telecom towers, 1.7 billion baht on expansions of core network, while 856 million baht will be cash reserve. CAT will use its own cash flow to finance this plan. Of the 217 billion baht for network leasing, about 140 billion baht will be for leasing 3G high-speed packet access base station equipment from True Group, 856 million baht for leasing a telecom tower from True Group's BFKT Thailand, and another 77 billion baht for leasing telecom towers from other network providers. The network leasing is estimated to yield a total revenue of 280 billion baht to CAT through the 14 years. Part of the network lease is in connection with a deal CAT signed with True Corp's subsidiaries Real Future and Real Move in January to develop the 3G HSPA service nationwide. The deals will see CAT leasing Real Future's BFKT equipment to wholesale 3G service for 14 years. Real Move will lease CAT's 3G capacity to resell the service for 14 years. The state agency will also allocate part of the wholesale capacity to offer its own retail 3G service. The Cat through 3G deals raised questions if they compiled with the Public-Private Joint Venture Act and the Frequency Allocation Act. Later, the Office of the Auditor General stepped in to probe the deal's legitimacy. The National Telecommunications Commission, or NTC, will also examine if the deals contradict its wholesale, resale, and market competitions and regulations.
The Ministry of Commerce announced during the World Rice Summit that it will set new standards for Thai rice in order to compete with other exporting countries. Permanent Secretary of Commerce Yan Yong said that the ministry will make the announcement of new standards for jasmine rice and white rice on June 22nd. The new standards of Thai rice are needed to strengthen the competitiveness of the Thai rice and meet with the customers' demands. Yan Yong said Thailand is expected to gain more market share from the competitors and fetch higher prices for the Thai rice with the new standards. The new Thai rice standard will cover the 95% Thai jasmine rice and 92% Thai jasmine rice. There will be also fresh standards for mixed Thai jasmine rice with at least 80% of jasmine rice and 20% of other kinds of rice. For white rice, there will be two standards depending on the rice quality. President of the Thai Rice Exporter Association, Kop Suk Iamsuri, said exporters have voiced disagreement with the new standards as the 95% Thai jasmine rice would be difficult to market. The 92% jasmine rice priced at $1,000 per ton is already high enough. Therefore, Ministry of Commerce needs to consult with exporters before adjusting the standards to preserve Thai rice market and boost customers' confidence.
Thailand Rice Convention will take place today. It is an important event for Thai rice industry. And for more details, we will talk to President of Thai Rice Exporter Association, Kun Kop Suk Iamsuri. Good morning, Kun Kop Suk. What are the agenda of the summit?
The agenda of the Thailand Rice Convention has always been a gathering of our buyers of rice, of Thai rice from all over the world. We invited them every 2 years to this convention. And in the meeting, there are going to be discussions and panels speaking of many players in the field, be it importer, exporters, and sometimes insurers or people with involving with freight and other operations in the whole rice industry.
And yes. Which issue is the most important one that we need to keep an eye on?
Normally, it would be the world situation, market situation is the most important issue that everyone focuses on. So for tomorrow, it's going to be in the afternoon session where we hold a panel of professionals. These are our major importers and moderated by one of our distinguished former president of the association. They are going to discuss about the situation of world trade today, and normally would be a forecast of what's coming for the next year or the next season.
And as the Ministry of Commerce plans to adjust the Thai rice standards, could you please explain about the situation?
I think what the association has proposed to the ministry about 2 months ago was to adjust only the standards of the homily rice. The matter is we feel that with the premium grade of our homily rice that we announced 92% purity, that is quite sufficient for the market right now. However, we are looking for the adjustment on allowing some of the lower grade homily to be able to market also under the brand name, but with different different grades, such as 70% purity or 80% purity. These are the markets that we have ruled before, but then lost during the time that we imposed only one standard of 92. So these low-grade homily market has been lost to Vietnam and China. So we try to reclaim these markets back.
Mm-hmm. And will this problem be discussed in Thai Rice Convention?
It probably will in Nakhon Sawan, but I feel that we must probably discuss the final standards of the homily rice later on when we have the workshop of more people that are involved in the market.
Mm-hmm.
For example, also the buyers should have the opinion as well, not just us, the seller.
Mm-hmm. And how will the adjustment of Ministry of Commerce affect the exporters or other sectors?
I'm sorry?
How will the adjustment of Ministry of Commerce affect the exporters?
Yes, it will affect us greatly because for the time being, what we called homily could only be exported under this strict standards of 92% purity and another standard of 80%, which we call mixed homily. But if we are to market anything with less percentage of the homily, we cannot do so entirely, meaning that we either export only these two grades or not at all for the homily. Therefore, we will have a lot of volumes that should have been exported to the outside of the country rather than having to absorb these volumes domestically. So if there's any change for the better for us exporter, I feel that our markets could be widened and our export volume could increase. Mm-hmm. So anything that the ministry considered as standards will have to be strictly monitored and randomly checked by the ministry. So what to put in the standards will have to be really carefully considered.